What's up, guys? Welcome back to FIU Dynasty. If you missed last episode, go ahead and check it out. We did weeks 4 through 6. So we played 3 games last episode, and now we're gonna be playing another 3 games this episode. We are sitting at 5-1 on the season, currently 3-0 in conference play, which gives us the best team in Conference USA so far. However, Kansas State and Sam Houston are both also undefeated in the conference. So we're gonna need to win almost every single game the rest of the season. 5-1 though, it's the best start we've had to this series. And we'll be facing Western Kentucky here in week 7. They're 2-3 on the season. They are 1-2 in conference play. They are sitting at a 59 overall. We're an 81 overall. We're the better team. I want to say we're like the highest overall team in the conference. So we have the best roster, but does that mean we're the best? We'll find out. But we'll do some more recruiting. If you missed last episode, we did get 2 commits. Alani Queen, 4-star edge rusher, and then 3-star gem, Taylor Centeno. I don't know if he'll decommit. He might, because his deal breaker is playing style, and currently we have it at a D, and we need a C- to keep him. Hopefully he doesn't, though, because he's one of the best 3-star safeties I think I've ever seen. He's got 93 speed, 79 man. That's probably like the fastest a 3-star could be is 93 speed, so that would be pretty cool. We're in first for, some 4 and 5 stars. We're first for some of these other guys we're going after, but like I do every episode or every time, I'll do this off screen and I'll update you guys on the recruiting. All right, updates to the recruiting board here. We're not really changing anything on anybody else. We are throwing 35 onto Ben Campanaro right now. He's an athlete linebacker with 86 speed, so that's pretty good. He's also got decent zone coverage to start out. He could be a nice player to develop. We are throwing 25 on Sam Chen. He looks like a pretty solid guard. He's got pass block finesse and run block finesse in the 80s, and he's got run block in the high 70s, so he looks pretty good. We removed some guys, added some guys, but there's nobody visiting this week. No major fines or changes. Just, a few minor changes, giving more guys hours on the week. But the kickoff episode, we're going against Western Kentucky. They're at 59 overall. We are an 81. We are currently 3-0 in conference play. We're looking to continue our undefeated conference play season on the road. Let's go ahead and let's beat these Hilltoppers. Oh my God, what the hell is that thing, dude? Yeah, if you remember last year, we did beat this Hilltopper team. Or did we lose? I think they were one of the teams we beat at the end of the season on our winning streak. So we beat them last year. West Kentucky's trying to get revenge. And we're looking to continue Conference USA undefeated on the road. Let's go. Our first moment, it is 4th down and 1. What will we do? We're going to motion carry. We're going to hit the tight end open for an easy first down. It's the tight end. Sean Burke moves the chains on 4th down. Another moment here on the same drive. It's 3rd down. Uzier's going to step up. Uzier's got a lot of space. He dives forward for the first, moving the chains once again. All right, we're back on offense. We got a field goal out of that last drive. Facing another 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Burke is uncovered, but we're going to hit Briscoe, who cannot hold on through the contact. Ball pops up, incomplete. All right, we got another field goal here. Now we are up 6-0, beginning of this second quarter. We start the run here to Greg Carver, the true sophomore. Injury for Western Kentucky. It's Max LaRue. We're really stacking this box right now. 2nd down and 5. Underneath. Open. JoJo Stone, the junior wide receiver, gets us inside the 5-yard line at the 3. Now 1st and goal. Anthony Carey will check into the game here. It's a give to Anthony Carey up the middle. Can't make a miss. All right, 2nd and goal from the 1. Can we punch it in this time? And we will. Barely got in the end zone, but touchdown nonetheless for the junior Anthony Carey. First touchdown of the game. Comes in on that drive. There we go. That's We need to get touchdowns, not field goals. We'll take it. We're up 13-0 over the Hilltoppers. All right, we jump to the second half where we're up 20-0 over Western Kentucky. How will we convert this? Awuzie is going to roll right. Awuzie, does he have the speed? He will outrun the Kentucky defense. Gets the first down. I mean, not called play. 3rd and 3. How will we get this? Outside, Jalen Brown kept his feet in bounds. All right, we score on this drive. We extend our lead to 27. We get the ball back on 3rd and inches. Can we get the first down? And Carey gets just enough. 3rd and 5, Awuzie steps up. They were all over that one. Going to be short. And we're going to kick the field goal. Our first defensive moment comes in the beginning of the 4th quarter. We make the field goal, so it's 27-0 now. Western Kentucky must go for it here on 4th down. Quarterback's got time. Launch it. Left sideline. It is in and out of the hands of number 19. Good coverage there. That was almost completed. A little bit of a wobbler. And Davian Kerr, who's had himself a really good season, makes the play there. All right, we're up by 27. We're just going to run shoot clock the rest of this game, unless we somehow blow a 27-point lead in the 4th quarter, as the freshman Dion Briscoe gets 3 yards. 3rd and 7. Awuzie, that's in quintuple coverage. That's going to be incomplete. 4th and 7. This field goal. Roberts' kick is up, and it is good, extending our lead even further. Now we're up 30-0 over Western Kentucky. Defense has been tremendous today. All right, second defensive moment. It's on 4th and 10. Obviously, must go for Western Kentucky. The quarterback's got time, and it runs out. Brought down by Stephylan Green. Our top defensive lineman makes the play, and that's a turnover. Sweep to Briscoe. Briscoe, not the fastest guy, but he has just enough speed to get to the edge. Touchdown, FIU. And we're just piling on top of Western Kentucky. Yeah, this game was not close to begin with. 3rd and 3, handoff, Carver, first down. 3rd and 1, give Carver. Lose the chance again. All right, 3rd and 10. That's picked off. Yeah, I mean, I was throwing that to the screen anyways. That's going to be a pick 6. Western Kentucky gets on the board. That's going to look bad. I mean, I was throwing it anyways. Yeah. They somehow read the RPO on that play, and that's a pick 6. But in this game, that doesn't matter at all. Western Kentucky doesn't score. We win 37-7. Georgia Awuzie, 31 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day for the sophomore quarterback. Yeah, show their one highlight of the game, and not our 37 points we scored. Whatever, we win, and we are 4-0 in Conference USA, 6-1 on the season. Looking at our stats, George Awuzie, 20 of 34, 231 yards, 58% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick was my fault. Rushing wise, Greg Carver, 21 carries, 104 yards, did have a fumble. Anthony Carey, the senior, 20 attempts, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Awuzie had 7 carries, 39 yards. Receiving wise, JoJo Stone led the team in catches, 6 catches, and yards with 65 yards, but it was Jalen Brown, the senior, with a touchdown, the true freshman Dion Briscoe with a touchdown, and Greg Carver had a touchdown through the air. Tackles, the top guy was only 5 tackles, Davian Kerr, and the transfer Jermaine Bethel. TFLs, 2 for Juan Figures, 2 for Stephylan Green, 1 for Bethel, Chekwa, and Bardow. Sacks, 1.5 for Juan Figures, 1 for Green, half of 1 for Chekwa. Interception for Davian Kerr. He's having himself a pretty good season. Pass deflection for Kerr, Shaw, and Weil. no forced fumbles. Robert made all 3 of his field goals. Carnegie had 1 punt inside the 20. And that is your stats for this game, and we are 6-1, baby. Continuing our hot 5-game win streak. All right, and look at this. Davian Kerr set the Florida International single-season interceptions record with that one against Western Kentucky. That puts him in the record books again in FIU. He already broke the record for most interceptions in a game, and now he breaks the record for most interceptions in a season. Yeah, that was our 7th game, and he's got 6 picks. He's averaging almost a pick a game. Remember, obviously in that one game he had 3 in a single game, which was the record, and now he has 6 all season. Next closest guy only has 2. Singleton has 1. Nobody else has a pick, but Davian Kerr is having himself a monster senior season. Let's go ahead and simulate next week. All right, and after that game, we get our 3rd commit. It is wide receiver Austin Chamberlain from Pahokee, Florida, 3-star gem commits to FIU. Updates on the recruiting side. Eric Mayo, we are currently in 2nd behind Florida. I believe he might have had a visit that week. We're first for Dante Head. Him and Eric Mayo are both visiting this week. So I think if we blow out, I think we'll play Liberty. We should be getting Dante Head after this game no matter what, I think. Eric Mayo should be getting pretty close to commit. Dontrell Roth, who we're going after, we are currently 5th. Miami is now in there. So that's looking a little dicey. Jermaine Lane, we were first in. Updates to the school. We have D+ brand exposure. It's still very bad towards the bottom of the nation, but it's getting better. And then our championship contender is up to a B+. We're up there with teams like Miami and USC and Boise State in that sort of area of championship contending. Now in week 8, we have some big visits this week, but even bigger games. 6-1 Liberty. We're also 6-1. However, we are 4-0 in conference play. They are 3-1. So this has big implications for the conference. We still currently stand top of the conference. Liberty I want to say it was Kennesaw State was undefeated. Did lose their first game of the conference, but there's a bunch of teams that are 3-1. You got Liberty, Kennesaw State, and Middle Tennessee are 3-1. Sam Houston is 2-0. So we're gonna have to continue our 6-game win streak against the Liberty Flames. And we did come out of that Western Kentucky game with an injury. It was to junior wide receiver JoJo Stone, which isn't good. We're kind of thin at wide receiver, don't have very much depth at wide receiver. So that's going to be a big injury. He's going to miss these next 4 games. J.J. Dodge got injured last episode. Deron Reed and Jadi Abasiri should be coming back after this game. So at least we'll get some defensive line depth back, but JoJo Stone, that's good. That's a decent-sized injury. That's a decent hole in the receiving group. That will place sophomore wide receiver Darryl Coffey slotting in at the wide receiver 3 spot. He is 91 speed, second fastest wide receiver. We have Tyson Carter, Dennis Bowe. Jordan Shaw is currently out there as wide receiver 6. He's got 91 catching. He's not a very good route runner, but he's got 91 catching, 74 catching traffic, 82 spec catch. So maybe if we just need a yard, we'll throw to him, or a screen, we'll throw to him. But it's the change in the depth chart. And Centeno no longer has a deal breaker with us. Deal breaker is now to a C- with him, so he stays. But we add Austin Chamberlain. His deal breaker's playing time, that shouldn't be affected at all. He's 6'5", 194. From Florida. He's got 88 speed, 84 spec catch, 78 release. He's a outside receiver who can win one-on-one balls. That's something we need on this receiving core. We don't really have much height or one-on-one jump ball guys on the team. More like shifty, open field, make you miss, route runners, short, medium route, inner route area. But Eric Mayo, Florida does overtake us, but we're still in it. We're still in it. We still have the visit this week. So if we do really good against Liberty, if we beat them by, I want to say 10+ points is like a good enough win or whatever, something. It's not that exact word, but something like that. We should be in pretty decent area. But Florida State, Georgia Tech, and Florida all have visits after us. So we're gonna have to get him committed before week 10. Otherwise, he'll probably end up at Florida State or Florida. Paris Perkins, we're first. Dante Head, somebody's also visiting this week. So, yeah, like I said, we'll do this all off screen, and I'll update you guys on the recruiting board. All right, updates on the recruiting board here. We don't really change anybody at the top. Everybody's kind of staying the same. But we did found Mafu Ali, who is a 3-star gem wide receiver. We found a few gem wide receivers in this recruiting class. However, he is very slow, 81 speed, but he's got good short, good medium. He could be a nice route runner, 84 agility. His catching isn't great. Maybe another player that kind of just, we red shirt, see what he can develop into. Frank Capra is somebody else we're going after, a 4-star that nobody's going after. We offered him a scholarship. He might not be the fastest, but he's got 90 excel. He's got 88 hit power. This guy is a thumper. Obviously, it says Archetype Thumper. He could be a pretty solid day one player who might not start, could start, I don't know. But we are also tossing 10 here onto Alex Span. Robert is a junior next season. He'll be a senior, so we're going to need to think about punter. Alex Span, we don't know his kick power, but he's got 81 kick accuracy. That seems pretty good. His kick power is towards the top, so he could have like high 80s kick power, maybe low 90s kick power, which would be fantastic for him. So we'll throw 10 minutes on him. But yeah, we really just add some guys onto our board. That's about it. Nobody else really changes. But like I said, we do have guys visiting this week. We got Eric Mayo and we got Dante Head. So let's go ahead and play Liberty at home. And let's continue this winning streak. Let's make it 7 wins. Liberty is currently sitting at a 62 overall. We are an 81 overall. We've been higher overall than our opponents all season. Let's go ahead and let's beat these flames. Let's fan these flames. No, let's smolder these flames. All right, here we are at home in Pitbull Stadium. This is a big game, possibly the biggest game of the season so far. This game could have major implications for the Conference USA Championship. Maybe whoever wins this game could get some votes in the ranking poll. We'll figure it out after we start this game. All right, offense starts with a touchdown, so we're up 7-0. They're on 3rd and 10. They're going to go for it. Outside, wide open, overshoots his intended target, incomplete. Nice defense. Back out on defense. They're facing 3rd and long. 3rd and 12. Can our defense get a stop here? We're getting pressure up the middle. Gets pressure. Has to loft it outside of the running back. No way. Push out on just before the 1st down marker. It's Dickens, the running back. That puts their quarterback over 2,000 yards on the season. It looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 1. Defense, we need to get a stop here. They're going to hand it off. We're all over that. He's going nowhere. It's the true freshman, 5-star Cameron Tuttle with the play. All right, get our first chance on offense on a 3rd and 4. Wouzier panics, fires over the middle. Stayed calm under pressure. Completes it. And that one concludes the first quarter. Nice play by Wouzier to stand in there and deliver it to Dion Briscoe over the middle. And we are at the end of the first quarter. We're up 7-0 over Liberty. 1st and 10. Underneath. Briscoe. Gain 6. 2nd and 4. We're going to run it up the middle. Anthony Carey, the senior. Down at the 1-yard line. We got it at the 1-yard line. Can we punch it in? It's Greg Carver, and he's in the end zone. Carver continues his stellar sophomore season with a touchdown there to begin the 2nd quarter. And we're up 2 scores in the biggest game of the season. We're stepping up when it counts the most. That's huge, man. That's huge. 2-score lead. Greg Carver. Touchdown. All right, and we got the ball at the 11. Defense is stepping up. A little less than 6 minutes left. Start with the run up the middle. Anthony Carey, nice cut up the middle for 7 yards. 2nd and 3, we're going to motion Briscoe here. Fake give to Briscoe. The Liberty Flames are all over that one. Loss of 2. And now we face a 3rd down and 5. From the 6, back in the end zone, it's caught! Jaylen Brown, touchdown! The Arkansas transfer makes a tough grab with a defender right in his face. That was lucky. That was pure luck. That corner did not even make a play. Brown gets in the end zone, touchdown. And now we have the ball again. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. We're going to do a screen here. Carry, the blocks, set up, carry, powers in the end zone, touchdown FIU. We're scoring. It's fireworks in the first half for the Panthers. Liberty now faces a 4-touchdown deficit in their biggest game of the season. We came to play, baby. We came to play, and we're up 28-0. All right, we got the ball back here at the 49-yard line. See if we can maybe score before halftime. Awuzie is going to step up. Awuzie's got speed. Awuzie is going to slide down at the 37. 1st and 10. Awuzie tries to scramble. Sacked. Cannot take a sack on that play. Gotta hurry up. Awuzie is going to scramble. Awuzie gets some more, and he gets all that yardage back. Gonna call timeout there. 1st down, George Awuzie. Awuzie on the ground has been pretty efficient today. Short, carry, gets out of bounds, gets 5. 2nd and 5. Awuzie is gonna scramble again. He will be stopped inches short. We gotta go hurry up here. Motion carry to the outside. We get to Carey. Carey's getting close. Anthony Carey down at the 1. 1st and goal from the 1. We're trying QB sneak here from the 1. Awuzie can't get in. We're going to use a timeout. Just needed a quick place there. See if we can get in there. We're going for it here. We're up 28. If we can get up by 35, this would be huge. 2nd goal from the 1. Handoff. Davis in the end zone. Untouched. Touchdown. FIU Panthers. We're extending our lead to 35 in the first half. We are acing this test right now. We're acing this test. 3rd and 4 here. Play action. Awuzie is going to roll right. Awuzie is going to scramble for it. And Awuzie gets the 1st down. Ducks out of bounds for the 1st down. 10. Handoff up the middle. Anthony Carey. 6 yards on 1st down. And 4, another give. Carry this time. We'll lose a yard. It's now a 3rd down and 5 for our offense. Short. Carry, that's picked off. Another pick for Awuzie. I wanted him to sit down. That's a bad decision by me. That's interception. Liberty. Defense doesn't allow a score there. We still remain up 35-3. Hands off. Carey! 1st down unblocked. He's got over 100. We do not score on that drive, but it is 4th down and 17 for Liberty. They need an absolute miracle. Down 35. Quarterback launches the end zone. Back of the end zone. It's incomplete. All right, they got the ball back. Still only up 35, but still only up 35. We're up 35. Liberty. And it stopped short. Davian Kerr. 3rd down and 7. We're going to pass there. It's Jaylen Brown. Gets 4 yards. And that is it for this game. We blow out for the 2nd straight week. We scored 28 points in that 2nd quarter. Didn't score in the 2nd half. We still dominated. 202 yards for George Awuzie through the air and 3 touchdowns. Wins his back-to-back player of the game. Man, pure domination in these 2 games. This was the biggest game of the season. And we showed up and we showed out. Beat them by 32 points. Checking at the stats for our offense, Awuzie, 17 of 27, 202 yards, 62% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns. The one pick was my fault again. Some of these picks are my fault. Not going to blame it on Awuzie. Rushing, Anthony Carey over 100 yards on 20 attempts. Greg Carver 13 attempts, 71 yards and a touchdown. You got Awuzie 11 carries himself, 56 yards. Cassius Davis, the junior fullback, with a touchdown of his own. Receiving, Deion Briscoe. No receiver had more than 60 yards or 5 catches, but it didn't matter. Deion Briscoe, the freshman, 5 catches, 59 yards. Jalen Brown, 4 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Carey with a touchdown as well. Daryl Coffey, who steps in for the injured JoJo Stone, makes a touchdown grab. Blocking, only 1 sack allowed from the junior left guard Jonathan Bush. Defensively, it was sophomore Keenan Lavrone with 6 tackles, led the team TFLs, 3 for Stefan Green, 2 for Juan Figures, 1 for Bethel and Noah Herrick. Sacks, the only one was Stefan Green. Interception for the true freshman Cameron Tuttle, who is hurt. Hopefully that's not a long-term injury. Pass deflections, we had 2 for Jordan Shaw, Dexter Wild, the freshman, with 1. No forced fumbles, no fumble recoveries. Kicking, they didn't attempt a single field goal. Juan Carnegie averaged 40 yards per punt, a touchback. Kick return, Deion Briscoe had a 36-yard kick return, and he also returned 4 points for 66 yards. Another dominating victory, and we are now 7-1 on the season, 5-0 in conference play. We are dangerous. Watch out. Watch out, College Football Nation. We're dangerous. We're 7-1. All right, and that Cameron Tuttle injury isn't a long one. With our 7-game winning streak, we are getting back our top edge rusher, Darren Reed, and we're getting back one of our D tackles, Jadee Abasiri, for the rest of the season, hopefully. So we'll get that along with our 7-game winning streak as we go into Week 9 for the final game of the episode. All right, and with that massive blowout, Eric Mayo commits to FIU. A bunch of teams were in there. Georgia Tech, you had Florida State, but the blowout win, the complimentary visit, was enough to get Eric Mayo to commit. 4-star, that's our first 4-star lineman of this dynasty. And we also get another lineman. It's 3-star guard Dante Head from Allen, Texas, also commits. So we add some more offensive linemen. Look at that. Perfect visit. That visit couldn't have gone any better. Paris Perkins into his top 3. We should be getting him here pretty soon. Sam Chen in his top 5. We are first. Ben Campanaro, we're also first in that. No updates to the school. But Week 9 is actually a bye week, so we'll be going to Week 10. So, since we're on a bye week, we're not going to play a game. Let's go ahead and check out the top 25. See what's happening around the nation. Who's ranked number 1? It is Alabama, Crimson Tide at 7-0. You got Florida at number 2. You got the SMU Mustangs, currently number 3, 7-0. Notre Dame also 7-0 at number 4. You got Ohio State, Miami, Georgia Bulldogs, LSU, UCLA, and Michigan round out the top 10. Some of the other teams, you got Clemson at number 11. You have undefeated Boise State Broncos in the Pac-12, 7-0, number 12. You got the Penn State Nittany Lions at number 13. Texas, who lost to Tennessee, drops all the way from 4 to 14. They're 6-2. You got the Tennessee Volunteers 6-1 at number 15. You got Duke, Louisville. You have another undefeated team. Southern Mississippi is 7-0. Oregon drops from 10 to 19. Ole Miss at 20. You got Tulane at 21. You got Washington, who got blown up by Nebraska, falls all the way from 8 to 22. Kansas State number 23. BYU number 24. And Kentucky number 25. All right, and if you look at some of the other teams receiving votes, you got Texas Tech, Auburn, USC, West Virginia, Colorado. But look at us. We have received 54 votes to be in the top 25. We're still behind other teams, obviously, like other really good Power 4 teams. But we are receiving votes. It's only 54, but we're still receiving votes. If we can finish out the season strong, we could finish the season ranked, or at least ranked when we go into the bowl game or potential conference championship. Speaking of conference, we're still in first. Sam Houston, still 3-0. Kennesaw State 3-1. Middle Tennessee's 3-1. Liberty's now 3-2. Check out the Heisman Watch. It's Patrick Anderson, the Mormon from BYU, is currently sitting in first for the Heisman race. You got Tavian St. Clair, 5-star Ohio State commit in real life. In this universe, he is on Boise State. Xavier Jordan for USC, Christopher Vizina from Clemson, and then Ty Hawkins from SMU, who finishes out the Heisman Trophy race. As look at this, Player of the Week from Southern Mississippi. Theo Duell had 4 interceptions in his game. That might be the most in college football in a game this season. Look at that, Eric Mayo, huge commit. We get him over some big time schools, especially in Florida. Look at that, perfect, almost perfect visit. Same to your opponent. It was a blowout win. We had a complimentary visit, A+ motivational visit, near perfect thing, but it's just enough for him to commit. So we add him. We also add Dante Head, who also was visiting that week, to the offensive line. He's also a 3-star gem. So we add some big players to our offensive line to beef up. All right, updates to the recruiting board here. We are now tossing 50 onto Frank Capra. Nebraska's offered him a scholarship, so we're going to have to, put our foot on the gas with this guy. He's the 87th ranked player nationally. We looked over him last week. He's a monster. He's got 88 hit power, 90 excel, 81 strength. He could be a very good player as soon as he steps on campus. Miami is going after Dontrell Roth. So we send him on a Week 10 visit, and we are hard selling hometown hero. He'll be coming in for the game against Jacksonville State. We found Greg Glenn, 3-star box specialist, free safety. He's got 86 speed, 66 awareness, 71 tackling. His zone and stuff is really bad. He's probably a player that would get redshirted, but he's a gem, so he could have impact dev. And I believe those are the only updates to the recruiting board there. So, we're putting more minutes on some guys. Guys are on a visit. Okay, so that's all the updates to the recruiting board. We now have 5 guys committed. 2 of them are 4-stars. So we're getting 4 stars. We're getting 4 stars slowly, but we're grabbing 4 stars. So we'll go to next week here. All right, recruiting update. Paris Perkins is visiting this week. We are first. Dontrell Roth is also visiting this week. We are in first. Talia Handy, we are still currently the only team offering on him, so let's cross our fingers up. Duke or Georgia or Ohio State don't offer on him. Frank Capra, we are in first place. However, Nebraska is right there. Moff Ali's in his top it. We're first for him. Alex Bant, we're also first for him. No updates on the school side. Brandon Special went down to a D, so that's cool because we're on a bike. Can't control that, but whatever. And now we'll go against the 1-8 Jack State, who is currently 0-5 at conference play. They're pretty much eliminated from making the Conference USA playoffs. But now we can go ahead and check out, the CFP bracket, the CFP top 25. All right, first CFP polls. They have Florida at number 1. They have Notre Dame number 2, Clemson at 3, Alabama at 4, Michigan at 5. SMU, Penn State, Texas, Duke, Oregon, Boise State, Louisville, Ohio State, Georgia, UCLA, USC, Miami, Southern Mississippi. You get LSU, Tulane, Auburn, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas A&M. We check out the college football playoff bracket. You currently got Southern Mississippi and Boise State in there. I believe it's the best Power 4 team or Group of 5 team makes it. I don't know if the Pac-12 still counts as the Power 4. I'm assuming it doesn't. So maybe Boise State, Southern Mississippi, they're 8-0, so that's pretty good for them. You got Michigan, Duke, Texas, Boise State, SMU, Oregon, Penn State. Quarterfinals, you got Alabama, Florida, Clemson, and Notre Dame. These aren't obviously final, but it's the first week of them. We'll check those out. Conference standings, we are still currently in first, 5-0, only undefeated team remaining in Conference USA play. So that's boding well for us with hopefully maybe getting ranked. So I want to get ranked towards the end of the season. Getting ranked would be cool at the end of the season. All right, they have put out the award watch list, and look at this. Davian Kerr is currently sitting number 1 for the Chuck Benderek Award. It's not the best DB, it's the best defensive player in the nation so far. It's Davian Kerr, and first with his 6 interceptions on the season. I was not expecting him to be first for defensive player. I was expecting him to maybe be first for the Jim Thorpe Award, but he's first for the Chuck Benderek Award, which is awesome. That'd be cool if we can get an award winner this year. Davian Kerr is also first for the Bronco Nagurski Award, which is the best defensive player. I don't get what's the difference between the best defensive player and the best defensive player of the year. I literally don't think there's a single difference. Those words are the exact same. But Davian Kerr is first for the Jim Thorpe Award as well. So is Jordan Shaw. He's up there at number 6. We have 2 DBs up there for the Jim Thorpe Award. That just shows you how locked down our defense has been this season. All right, Outland Trophy. We have Moai, the senior left guard. That's pretty cool. All right, and those are all the guys up for awards. Obviously, those are not final, so Davian Kerr could not win those, but that would be awesome if you can win that. But before we jump into this game against FIU, let's go ahead, or against Jack State, let's go ahead, do some recruiting, and I'll update you guys once we do it off screen. All right, updates to the recruiting board here. We are sending a Week 12 visit for Talia Handy. It is a game against Sam Houston, so that's going to be another game we're going to have to win. But visiting this week, we have Paris Perkins, and we have Dontrell Roth, so we could get more guys. I think Paris Perkins will commit no matter what. But we should be getting, hopefully, Paris Perkins. We are first for Van Capra, Dontrell Roth, also visiting this week. We move into first for Greg Glenn, so that's good. But everything else there is pretty much the same besides those 2 updates. So, all right, and we do have 2 players returning in the starting lineup. Jadi Abasiri, I mean, he's D-tackling with 3, but he'll still play a decent amount. And then Deron Reed will also return for this game. So we add some firepower back to our defensive line ahead of the last game of today's episode against 1-8 Jacksonville State. Let's end this game, or let's end this episode on a win at home. All right, final game of the episode against Jacks State on the road. They are sitting 1-8. We are sitting 7-1. We've blown out every opponent in today's episode. Let's not let Jacksonville State be the team that beats us. All right, we get a rare defensive moment in today's episode. I feel like we only had like 2. But we get one here on 3rd and 12. Quarterback's got time. Quarterback's going to roll out right. Dumps it underneath. And he's tackled well short of the first down. All right, defense allows no points there. We got it 1st and 10 at the 19. And off to Carey. Gains 2. Work. Look at that route. Outside, Jalen Brown holds on for the gain of 5. 3rd down and 3. Outside, that pass is airmail intended for Anthony Carey, and that's going to have to be a field goal. All right, apparently Robert missed the field goal, so we have no points so far. 3rd and 7. Can we get the first? Weezy is going to roll left. Weezy is going to throw on the run to Sean Burke for the first down. 3rd and 3. Going to motion Carey underneath to Jalen Brown. Drops the... Dude, it's every time that shit. It's a little inside, little fucking, stop, and they always drop it anytime they get hit, dude. Jesus Christ. All right, we make the field goal. We're up 3-0. 2.5 minutes left in this first half. We're going to start with a run. Here to Anthony Carey up the middle. Anthony Carey! First down at the 5. He's nearing 100 yards. And off. Carver untouched in the end zone. Touchdown FIU. Carver has been a touchdown machine in this episode. He scores, and that's our first touchdown of the day. With 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Offense, we got to pick it up a little bit. But now we face a 3rd and 10 from the 24. Can we convert? 3rd and 10. Woozier, end zone. Incomplete, intended for Briscoe. That's incomplete. All right, 4th and 6 with about 1 second left. They are going to go for it here. Can we not? 4th and 6. Quarterback launching. Sideline. It's going to be the end of the half. Incomplete. Jordan Shaw. All right, now we got a 3rd and 4. Start this half. Awuzie is going to scramble, and he is sacked from behind. I just couldn't make a decision on the slant. All right, defense gets a turnover. Start at the 16 now. Give Anthony Carey, cuts back up the middle of the field. Anthony Carey. The run blocking has been phenomenal today. Carey on 13 attempts is over 100 yards. Carey is going to remain in this one. We're not able to pass here. 1st and goal. Awuzie is pressured and brought down. Here now we got a 2nd and goal. From the 12 here, it's a speed option to Carey. Does he have the speed? Anthony Carey, nice block. Briscoe, touchdown. FIU, great blocking on the outside. Just got enough of the defensive back there for Carey to get in the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 12 speed option. We rarely call speed option because it doesn't usually work, but it works this time. Now, that might have been Daryl Coffey with the key block. And we extend our lead. Or he must have either gone for 2 or tried to kick the extra point and missed, but it's 19-0. 3rd and 1, hands off. Carey's got the 1st down. Continue his monster game. Over 120 yards. 1st and 12, another give. This one, it's Greg Carver, cuts back up the middle. Gets to 9 there. 2nd down and 1. We're going to pass it. Jalen Brown, open, touchdown. Awuzie. Brown, that was a nice route there, got open. They were not expecting a pass. And we're in the end zone. We're leads getting bigger. We're up by 25. All right, Jack State did get a field goal, so we're up 26-3. They're going for it on 4th and 10. Defense has been pretty good all day. Can we get a stop on 4th and 10? Open. He holds on to the ball. 1st down, Jacksonville State. All right, 4th and 3 from the 37. They are going to go for it. 9.5 minutes left. We're going to send the blitz. Handoff. We're all over that. He's going nowhere. Now we got the ball at the 17 here. I think we're just going to run shoot clock the rest of this game. And handoff. Carey loses a yard. 2nd and 11. Another give. Greg Carver. 1st down, Greg Carver. He's still up. Finally touchdown at the 7-yard line. Fake handoff. It's Greg Carver. Does he have the speed? Carver in the end zone. Touchdown. FIU, and we're extending our lead. We are blowing out another team once again. Greg Carver. Not the fastest guy, but just stretches that ball over the end zone, over the plane. Touchdown FIU. All right, 4th down and 7 for Jacksonville State. They're just going to try to get a touchdown here. 4th and 7. Slant is open. He's caught it. He's down at the 4. And Jack State is going to attempt an onside kick here. And it's Daryl Coffey will recover it. Take some time off the clock there. End it off with a draw. And that will do it. We win this one. Another huge win. 33-10 over Jack State. It was the senior Anthony Carey with 133 rushing yards and a touchdown in one of his last games in an FIU Panther uniform. Big play. Offense started a little slow. Didn't score in the first quarter. But we picked it up. Defense played lights out again. I mean, they did get a touchdown, but still, defense played fantastic. Another victory for the good guys. Check out the stats of Awuzie. Not a good game. 10 of 28, 106 yards, 35% completion percentage. Had a touchdown. But you don't really need to pass the ball. When you can run the ball this efficiently. Anthony Carey, 21 attempts, 133 yards, 6.3 yards for Carey, and a touchdown. But it was Greg Carver with 2 touchdowns on the ground. Receiving wise, Deion Briscoe, 2 catches, 27 yards. Jalen Brown caught a touchdown. Caught the only fast touchdown of the day. Daryl Coffey had a catch for 26 yards. Sack allowed from the left tackle, Sion Perkins. Defensively, 8 tackles, Keelan LeBron, 7 for Messiah Alum, 7 for Deron Reed. TFL's Jadi Abusiri in his first game back in a while gets 2 TFLs, Messiah Alum with 2, Bethel with 2, Shaw with 1, Stephon Green and Deron Reed, who also returns in this game, had a TFL. Sacks for Jadi Abusiri, Jermaine Bethel, or half a sack for Bethel, and Stephon Green. Interceptions for Keelan LeBron. Pass deflections, 1 for Dexter Weil, Cameron Tuttle, Jordan Shaw, Stephon Green, Deron Reed, and Keenan LeBron. No forced fumbles. Kicking wise, Robert made both of his field goals. We must have just went forward on one of those fourth downs. I didn't get the moment or missed the extra point, but no, he maybe got blocked. I don't know, or we went to. I don't know. Carnegie had 4 punts inside the 20. Really good. Kick return wise, he had a kick return for 34 yards with Tyson Carter. Punt returns, Briscoe had over 100 yards. But look at that. Defense, once again, dominates. This might be one of the best defenses in the nation the way these last 8 games have gone. And we'll move to 8-1. All right, and after that blowout win against Jacksonville State, we had another commit in this episode. It's Paris Perkins from Tallahassee, Florida commits. Ben Campanaro is into his top 5. We are still his only offer. Terrell Cummings, we are behind Syracuse on that one a little bit. Greg Glenn, we are still his only offer, and we are now in first. We got locked out of some guys, but look at this. We are ranked. We're ranked number 23 in the nation for the first time in this series. Brand exposure also goes up to a D+. But look at that. FIU is ranked for the first time ever, and now we have LSU to start next. I forgot we played LSU, honestly. Insane. LSU is sitting 6-3. This game could prove if we're really good or we're just like, you play in the Conference USA, you have the best rocks in the Conference USA, you're gonna win. This is a true testament to see if we're actually, a legitimate team, or we're just like, yeah, you play in a bad conference and you're really good. That's just what it is. But we're 8-1. We haven't lost since week 1 against Buffalo. Yeah, we lost I would say in a game we should have won, 31-20 to Buffalo. They're 2-7. We are one of their only 2 wins. But look at this. Win by 29, win by 8, win by 22. Win by 11, win by 10, win by 30, win by 32, win by 23. We've been blowing out these teams. Missouri not really a blowout. We blew out Delaware. We blew out New Mexico State. We blew out Northwestern Kentucky. We blew out Liberty. We blew out Jacksonville State. And now it's a real test against LSU on the road where we'll go in ranked. But we are in the top 25 for the first time in this dynasty. Hopefully many more years to come. And look at that, we're ranked ahead Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And we got LSU, which is a pretty insane game. I forgot we played them. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, leave a like on this video. FIU Dynasty is getting really good. Can we continue our win streak against LSU? Although we are the better record and we're ranked, they are still a 92 overall, one of the best teams overall-wise. Maybe they're not putting it together with Brian Kelly. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said this many times, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like on the video and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.